France is a wonderful country. It's a country which is very diverse. It's very central in Europe. It's one of the main European economies. And this is also the home of gastronomy.
You can find big groups, you can find startups, young startups, you can find international organizations, multicultural groups and communities, so you can share your own culture, your own skills, and I'm sure it will be a great journey. Teaching in business schools is extremely interesting because we get to look at real-life examples of companies for management and marketing, and I prioritize student involvement, both in the participation in class and also in bringing topics that they're curious about. So I try to create a really interactive environment where everybody learns from each other. I learn from my students, and I hope that they learn from me too.
Good evening and welcome to you all. My name is Darren Hunt. I'm the president of Our International School of Management, and I'm here this evening with one of our professors from our campus in Lyon, who's going to join me. Marcello, could you just say a quick hello?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
I am here.
Hi, thank you for being here. Could you just tell us who you are, what you do?
Yes, I am a professor in various disciplines of our International School of Management, with extensive professional experiences in multiple role, like sales and marketing director in Italy and France, vice president Europe in UK, and general manager new business in Hong Kong. And in many companies like Seagram, Sony Pictures, Warner Brothers, Procter & Gamble, Herzlies. And so that's important for me. I believe in the transformation power of a knowledge economy, because knowledge economy is important, because it's really a profitable economy. If I give you something to the people give me something. So my role is not only the knowledge, but to grow the people makes them more motivated, visionary, courageous, determined, and more performant. So that's it. What I do, everything in my professional life. So I start to new experiences in that school.
It's fantastic, Marcello. Thank you. I'm not sure, I haven't looked yet. We have lots of people from different countries. Maybe you could just say a quick hello in your mother language, in your mother tongue?
Yes, sure. Mi chiamo Marcello Di Furia e vi saluto tutti, perché io penso che tutto sommato non vedo l'ora di condividere con voi le mie esperienze, l'intuizione e le lezioni apprese durante il nostro percorso MBA. Ricordate, ogni sfida che affrontate è un'opportunità per imparare, crescere e adattare la vostra strategia, metodo e mentalità. Abbracciare queste opportunità per diventare un leader più resiliente e innovativo nel mondo professionale è importantissimo. Comunque grazie molte, perché spero di vedervi qui a Lione prossimamente.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Marcello. I didn't understand a word, of course. English and French. Italian's not my language. We heard perfectly what you said. Unfortunately, I think you have a bit of a problem with the Wi-Fi, so the image is not perfect, but not a problem. So thank you very much. We'll talk to you later, Marcello, when we have the questions and the answers at the end, towards the end of the webinar.
Okay.
And I'll see you later. Thank you. Okay, so here I am. So once again, my name's Darren Hunt. I'm actually British, but I've been living in France for more than 35 years. And I'm here today to explain to you the possibilities you have of actually studying in France. Obviously, you're European, so it's very easy for you to come here. We don't need visas, etc. But there are many other reasons why you should consider coming to France. The French government does actually help you, even financially, as you'll find out as we go through this. So without further ado, if I just go straight into it and talk to you about where Aura came about. We actually created Aura in the year 2021, so it's a fairly recent school. It is a school, it's not a training centre. We do depend upon the French government through the local government. We started with our first campus in the city of Lyon, which is very well known for gastronomy. It's actually considered to be the capital of gastronomy. So for the hospitality side, it's the place to be. And then we have the second campus, which is a brand new campus, and that's where I'm talking to you from now, which is based in the heart of Paris. Actually, if you look at Paris as almost a circle, not quite, in the west of Paris, you have La Défense, which I'll talk about in just a moment, which is where the actual campus is. So as I say, the campus of Paris is in La Défense, which is actually the biggest business hub in Europe. So it's the place to be, especially for business, although hospitality is also something that works well equally here in Paris, because obviously we have lots of palaces, 5-star and 4-star hotels. So it's really the place to be. Just a couple of pictures here. Of the campus, you have the cafeteria. We have a cafeteria. We have all of our classrooms, etc. There's a reading corner. There's a games room. We have absolutely everything here. It's a very big campus, and as I say, it's right in the heart of La Défense. If I move on and talk to you about the campus in Lyon, once again, Lyon is considered to be the capital of gastronomy in France, and France on the whole in the world is well known for its gastronomy as well as many other things. It is just over 500,000 residents, so it's smaller than Paris, of course, but it is actually the second biggest business city in France too. So whether you're in Paris or Lyon, we have something for you. And there again, you have some of the pictures with some of the students in the games room, the cafeteria too, and outside. One of the things when you decide to go and study in another country that you need to think about is accommodation. Now, at Aura International, we do offer accommodation both in Paris and in Lyon. Now, generally speaking, the cost of living either in Paris or Lyon, it's pretty similar actually, and it's between 400 to 800 euros per month, which is a considerable amount of money, I agree. What actually happens is that we offer you through either our partner company or we have our own accommodation off campus too. You have generally we're offering something which would be more towards the 400 to 500 euros, maybe 600. And you can actually claim back from the government from 35 to 50% of your monthly rent. Now, we help you set that up. Everything is in French, of course, on the websites, the government website. So one of our staff, when you arrive on the campus, we actually spend the first day going through all that we need to do to set up the administrative side. So we would set up what's called the CAF, Caisse d'Allocation Familiale in French, if any of you speak French. And we would set this up for you so that you're actually getting money back. So instead of paying 400, 500, 600 euros a month, it could be 35% to 50% less than that. So that's for accommodation. You'll see when we talk about our programs and what we offer, we actually offer 6 months studies and 6 months internship. Now, we will help you find the internship. 100% of our students today have their internship through Aura and through our partner companies. Now, if it's in business, they could be small marketing, digital marketing companies. They could be international companies. If it's in hospitality, then most definitely we have very many of our partners are actually palaces. Now, in most countries, you will have 3, 4, 5-star hotels, and above 5-star, you will have what are known as palaces. And we work a lot with palaces. We currently have students that are just coming back from doing their internship in the mountains, in the ski resorts, some of them multimillionaire ski resorts, so they're in palaces. The good thing about an internship here in France is that you will be paid during the time that you are doing your internship. So for the 6 months of your internship, you are paid. Now, that will vary. However, it's never less than just under 624 euros per month. If it's in business, generally it's a little bit more. However, because the internship may not be in Paris or in Lyon, it may be somewhere else in France, then in business you would need to go and perhaps find, and we would help you with this, but you would need to find your accommodation close to where you're doing your internship. If it's in hospitality, 99% of the time, the actual hotel or the palace will actually put you up, and they will give you accommodation free of charge. So you may earn slightly less on the internship, but never less than 624 euros. But if it's in hospitality that you are studying, then most definitely you would be lodged. So you would have your accommodation, they will feed you, and they will actually give you a uniform, and that's clean and pressed for you. So the money you earn is actually pocket money. We have, again, you'll see some of the references that we'll be giving later, but we have, again, international hospitality groups that we work with, and very, very high end. Some of the partners that I've just mentioned, you have Four Seasons, which I think everybody's heard of. Hotel Barrière, which is very well known internationally too. There are all kinds of companies on there. You have some that are business, some that are actually on the hospitality side, the Chambers of Commerce, which we're actually a partner with. So these are just some of our partners that we work with, and inevitably that you'd be doing your internship with. Some of the benefits of studying in France, I think the first one is fairly obvious, is that Or International are actually offering all of your program to be in English. All of the professors that we have come from all over the world, but they're all bilingual, French and English, and obviously usually a third or even fourth language that they speak, because we have 17 different nationalities of professors within our school. The second benefit, I suppose, is the social security system. So health and insurance coverage for all European students, as long as you have your EHIC card, which is generally free in your country. That permits you to have a good level of health and insurance coverage whilst you're in France. We have a very, very good system of health here in France, but it is fairly expensive. But of course, as a student, you wouldn't be paying for that. The second point on the top right-hand side is the CAF I mentioned earlier, which is the government. They're actually helping you because they realise that as an international student or a European student, it is expensive perhaps to come to France. So they help you with your accommodation by a subsidy. Internship assistance, I've just mentioned, guaranteed paid internship. So you are absolutely guaranteed that you'll be paid during the time that you do your internship, and we will help you to put you in an internship that corresponds with what you're doing in terms of a program and studies, and so it will help you to the future. We've actually had, at this point I should mention, we've had some very successful stories where students have actually done their internship in a company and been offered a job after that. I mean, you may want to go back to your home country, but you may want to stay on in France, which is quite possible, of course. Student concessions, a second thing that the government do for students is we actually give you an official student card. And with this card, you are eligible to special concessions. Now, it could be transportation, it could be food outlets. If you go to the cinema, anything cultural is always cheaper for students, not just European or international students, but the French students as well, of course. If I move on now and talk about the actual degrees that we're offering here, Bachelor in Business Administration, or otherwise known as a BBA, we offer two. International Business Management and International Hospitality Management. I must state at this point that when you are a future manager, which is what we're training you to be, when you are going to be a manager, you must know about all different types of management, whether it be HR, whether it be digital marketing or communications in general. all of these different subjects, accounting, all of these different subjects you need to know, even if you are specializing in hospitality. So business management or hospitality management will be covering everything within that sector that you need to know. The BBA is a 3-year course, 6 months studies, 6 months internship each year. So this means that at the end of your BBA, when you have your diploma, not only will you have your diploma, but you would have had 1.5 years, half of your time, doing your internship. So you would have actually put into practice what we have been teaching you. So each year we teach you for 6 months, then you will do 6 months on your internship. And once again, that's paid. The eligibility criteria is the European Baccalaureate, high school diploma, 12th grade or higher grade, basically any equivalent coming from your country. The course fees, I'm actually blocking some of the course fees on the bottom. I'm going to see if I can move. There you go. The course fees, whether it's Paris or whether it's Lyon, it's actually the same. It's generally more expensive to study in Paris. However, we've actually put on this special promotion for European students, and that's why we're holding this webinar today. And we've reduced the Paris fee by 2,000, bringing it down to exactly the same cost as Lyon. So it's 4,500 euros per annum. There is an administration fee of 320 euros, and the intake is for September, right at the beginning of September. I believe it's the 2nd. It's a Monday anyway. It's the first Monday in September. So that's for the bachelor's degree, the BBA. If I move on now to the MBA, the master's degree, again, international business management, international hospitality management, one or the other. It's a 2-year course this time. And the course structure, once again, 6 months studies, 6 months internship, and that's each year. The eligibility criteria you have on the screen, it's a European back level 3 or 4, bachelor's degree any stream, or the equivalents. The fees here, the tuition fees for Paris and Lyon, once again, we've dropped them by 2,000 euros, especially for today, and they're at 5,500 euros per annum. Each year so, and you have an admin fee of 320 euros. And once again, the intake is in September. We do have one other degree which may interest some of you. Now, this is called an EMBA. So it's an executive MBA. Why is it executive? Let me explain. Basically, if you already have your bachelor's degree, and after that bachelor's degree, you went straight into work, and you've been working, you have work experience for a minimum of 3 years. So you have your BBA and you have 3 years work experience. Then you can actually qualify for an executive master's degree, an EMBA. And this is an EMBA is over 12 months, so just over 1 year. After 1 year, you would actually have your MBA. So this, again, is in international business management and hospitality management, either of them. It's 6 months studies, 6 months internship. And as again, the eligibility criteria, you have your BBA and you've been working for at least 3 years. This course is available only in the campus in Lyon, and the course fee is 6,500 euros with administration fee of 320 euros. Now, the intakes for those are May and November. It's going to be a little bit short now for May, but certainly for November, that's totally possible. We're actually giving away today 20 early bird scholarships for the first 20 students, European only, that actually apply to come to our school. You would, on top of the costings that you've just seen, which you can go back to because this is on YouTube, so you can go back and look through. I'm going rather quickly today, but it's because I want to keep it short and sweet. But we're offering to the first 20 students that apply and that are accepted a scholarship of 1,000 euros. And that's for your first year. So if I move on how to actually apply, it's very simple. Just go to the website. Once you're actually on the website, you will be able to apply online. Everything is done online. It's very simple, although you do have an email and a telephone number if you wish to talk to us. That's totally possible. So go online, complete the forms. You would have a first interview and a second interview. If you get through the first round, you'll have a second interview, and after that, you'll receive a letter to say that you've been fully accepted. So it's a very, very simple process. Okay, if I just talk to you now about accreditations, Matt. Now, they are very important, although all of you may not know what for. Let me just explain. Accreditations come from different organizations that have vetted the school, the programs that we're offering and the way that we teach, and sometimes even the teachers. And they say basically that it's a very high standard, very high quality of education that you would be getting from this school. Now, some of them you may or may not have heard of. If I start on the right-hand side, AMBA, or Business Graduates Association, the BGA, you may have heard of. They cover all of the different programs that we do. ICRE, which is the next one, is actually specialized in hospitality. EFMD Global is just that. It's totally international, totally global. They cover all subjects, although for us, it's mainly for the business side that we offer, because obviously we've got business and hospitality. RNCP is actually the French government. And then you have the CCI of Dordogne, which is the Chambers of Commerce and Industry, with whom we're a partner. So that is basically it. I've tried to keep this as short and sweet as possible, down to just about 20 minutes, actually. So that's not bad for me because I talk an awful lot. What I'm going to do now is have a look at some of the questions. And I'm going to bring, there you go, I'm going to bring Marcello back up on screen. So maybe at least he's here with me if some of the questions are too difficult for me. So let's have a look. Okay, so one of the questions we've actually answered from Mohammed. So welcome, Mohammed. Hi, good evening. May I know how much it costs for the MBA? Is it too costly? Is it possible to pay semester by semester? If you are a European student, obviously you've seen the cost there. That we put on the screen earlier. If you're a European student, if there are guarantees that can be given, you can actually pay a certain percentage and then pay monthly thereafter. It's usually, depending on your age, it could be yourself or it could be your parents that maybe are financing your studies for you. So no problem there. You can get back in touch with us, Mohammed, if you have any further questions regarding that. Okay. Is or International School of Management recognized by the French government? I'm from Sri Lanka. Oh, wow, somebody from Sri Lanka. Yes, indeed, we are. I'm actually going to Sri Lanka very soon in the month of May. So you're not from Europe, of course. So you'd have to look at the website to see the fees and that are involved for you. But yes, the school is recognized by the French government. In fact, in France, you can't actually open a school without being recognized by the French government, which is quite a long process. It took us about 2.5 years to open the school. Let's have a look. Yes, an answer to Meg El Mibimbi. So yes, indeed, the diplomas are verified and qualified by the government. Ils sont visés par l'État. C'est le RNCP que vous avez vu tout à l'heure. Sorry, because he spoke in French, so I thought I'd offer him. I'm now speaking in English, so he's obviously already bilingual. And he's been living in France. I'm not an EU citizen, but I've been living in Italy, since 20 years. The fee's still the same. I think that's quite a particular case. It depends on your individual status. And if you have a carte de séjour or a student card, it depends the visa that you actually have. So maybe you'd need to get in touch with us for that. Let's have a look. Okay, so we have a question from Lade. Can OR International School of Management provide resident permit for their students? That's a very good question. If you are coming from Europe, which is who this webinar is mainly aimed at, then you wouldn't really actually need any particular permit. So I'm not 100% sure about your particular situation, Lade, if that's your name. I think the best thing for you to do is perhaps get in touch with us. I'm figuring that you may not be from the EU, such as two other people that are here today, but just let us know and we'll come back to you. Okay, well, Marcello, I think I've done fairly well. I've answered pretty much most of the questions. If there are any that we've not been able to answer, then we'll come back to them and answer them on YouTube. I have time for one more question. This is from J. Arasa, if I say that right, please excuse me if I don't. Nice photo of the Eiffel Tower there. Does our International School of Management I can't see the rest of the question. Let's have a look. Provide career placement assistance after completing the MBA program from Sri Lanka. I think you mean from Sri Lanka. Let me just say that wherever you're from, there are two things. There are actually three things. The first thing is when you start to do your studies in our International School of Management, we encourage you, and we actually do further workshops up and beyond your program that you'll be doing. And we explain to you how to start networking. Second thing is that you're doing your internship 6 months each year. And we've had many students that have been actually offered a job before they've even finished their studies. So obviously they've had a contract put up into place, and then they've been offered a job. Once they've completed their studies, then they've gone on to do that. So that happens. So there are many opportunities in terms of placement here in France. Okay, so look, thank you all. Thank you, Marcello, for being here.
Thank you.
Giving us a bit of an insight to who you are and what you do, and also for speaking in Italian. But once again, I apologize. I don't speak Italian, so I didn't understand, but that's very kind of you.
Everybody speak English. It's better.
Yeah, well, you speak good English, good Italian, so we've got everything covered.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, thank you all for having been here this evening. If you have any questions, just reach out. You have all the contact information on the screen, and you have our website just below. So thank you all once again. Have a very good evening.
Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you in Lyon next time.
Yes,
okay,
certainly.
bye-bye.